Okay, so here's a funny story. Before break started, I was like, I kind of want to do some kind of vlogmas thing. Like, I'm going to try to make videos every day-ish. And then I got home and then forgot that I said that, and then proceeded to do nothing for like 3 weeks. So here we are. But I still want to try to do the vlogmas thing, so I'm just going to try to film like every day-ish, and we'll see how that goes. And here's the plan for today. So I'm going to go get bubble tea with my best friend Izzy, and let's get that sweet, sweet content. What up? So it's the next day. Yesterday after I got home, I just like played Minecraft. That was kind of it. So yeah. Okay, some music I've been listening to. Honestly, I haven't been listening to Spotify that much because I don't have premium, so I get an ad like every other song. So yeah, I just haven't really been listening to music that much. Mostly, I've been listening to some Rich Brian. I really like his song Love in My Pocket, but the version with Age, aka Jay Park. And I also really like his song Drive Safe. I think I just like songs that have like strings in them because, you know, violin player. But yeah, and okay, maybe guilty pleasure, but I actually really like Corpse's music. I think my first favorite was probably Agoraphobic, because originally I kind of found like his other songs a bit too, you know, but honestly it's kind of a vibe. But yeah, I have to admit I do like egirls Are Ruining My Life. I like White Tea and Miss You as well. Right now my favorite is probably Miss You. And let's see, what else have I been doing? I finally caught up on Offline TV's D&D campaign, and honestly, it's actually fucking genius. Like, Arcadum, the Dungeon Master, he's a genius. But yeah, I don't know how many of you guys care about D&D, but Arcadum's world is really cool. Like, basically, all the campaigns he has takes place in the same world, and I guess Offline TV, they just got lucky, and because there's like this thing, okay, not gonna lie, I don't really understand it that well, and I'm probably butchering it. The only knowledge I have of this world is what I've seen from Offline TV playing it. But basically there's going to be like this big war coming up, and there's supposed to be like 7 groups that come together, and it just so happened that Offline TV, their group is the 7th group. So basically they find a statue that grants one of them like this special power, and Arcadum like prepared this whole speech to it, timed to music, and it was so cool. It was just like so impressive and unlike anything I've ever seen before. So I was just like damn, he put so much fucking effort into this world. It's so cool. And yeah, it's just like, it's really fun. It's really entertaining. And like this, I've seen this other YouTuber, he's been making animations of the campaign, and he does really great work. So if you don't have enough time or energy to watch the campaign, I would at least recommend you watch the animations because they're really cool. And let's see. I finally finished the Clone Wars after years. Like, before quarantine, I was gonna start rewatching in preparation for season 7 coming out. And then, like, as soon as quarantine started, I didn't watch anything. So, yeah, but I finally caught up and finished. And, okay, obviously spoilers, but I assume anyone who remotely cares has already seen it or, like, knows what happens. But the last 4 episodes, the Order 66 arc, was by far the best. Absolutely phenomenal. And I would say like the last 2 episodes specifically are my favorites, because that's like when Order 66 actually happens. And like, first of all, like when Order 66 happened, and like, you know, shit's going down, the clones are attacking Ahsoka, like that part is really cool, and I love the music, and you know, it's like dramatic and sad. It's like, it's powerful, you know? I would say also like the second to last scene in the entire show when Ahsoka and Rex are burying the clones, that part, and the music, it's always the music for me. You know I'm a music nerd. But yeah, I would say those 2 scenes were by far my favorites. Great music, great cinematics, great everything. Gotta love it. And then now, what I really wanted to talk about is The Mandalorian. Okay, so today the season 2 finale is coming out, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'll give you my thoughts on the finale later. But right now I want to talk about the previous episode, the second to last episode in the season, and obviously against spoilers. But for those of you who haven't seen the show and or don't care, I'll just give you a quick run through of a very dumbed down premise of the show, basically. So the main character, the Mandalorian, basically his whole thing is that he's not supposed to show his face. He's not supposed to take off his helmet in front of other people, and if he does, he's not allowed to put his helmet back on again. That's kind of a thing with like his sect of Mandalorians, basically, and he's a bounty hunter. So at one point, he captures Baby Yoda, aka Grogu, and he's supposed to deliver him to the Empire. because that was his bounty. But after he delivers him to the Empire, he ends up breaking in and rescuing Grogu. I love this show. It's awesome. But like, you basically have no idea what's going on. You don't know any backstory about the Mandalorian. You don't know like anything, basically. They give you very little information. But basically what happens, at one point, the Empire recaptures Grogu, so now the Mandalorian has to go rescue him. So in episode 7, which is the episode before the finale, the Mandalorian has to break into an Imperial base and try to get the coordinates for the ship that Grogu's on. So he and this other guy go in, and the other guy, Mayfeld, he was the one who was supposed to get the coordinates and stuff. But he sees like his old boss, like his old commanding officer, and he's like, he might recognize me, this mission's done, sorry, I can't do this. But the Mandalorian's like, no, I gotta do this. So he decides to go do it. But Mayfeld's like, well, 1, they use facial recognition, and obviously the Mandalorian can't take off his helmet, and 2, they're using facial recognition. So if he's not in the Imperial database, it's not gonna work. But he's like, I got this. At this point, I'm like, we don't know anything about the Mandalorian's past. He probably did some shifty things back in the day. So I'm like, maybe he worked for the Empire at one point. I'm like, he definitely worked for the Empire at one point. Like, so I'm like, it's gonna work. And then so he goes to the machine, and then he takes off his helmet, which is like a big hype moment. I was like freaking out. And then he like does the facial scan, and it works. So it's like, yeah, so he's in the Imperial database. So that's like kind of a big deal. Okay, but here's the thing. My biggest takeaway from this. The Mandalorian is a himbo. Changed my mind. Okay, but first of all, let's remember the 3 criteria of a himbo. You gotta be kind, beefy, and stupid. So I don't know if I would go as far to say the Mandalorian is like kind. He's very like closed off and cold, but you know, I think he passes that test. And beefy. Okay, I've seen a bit of Narcos, okay? Like, I've seen like 2 episodes, but episode 2 of Narcos with Pedro Pascal, yeah, he's definitely beefy. Amongst other things. And stupid, okay, literally this scene, he's doing the face scan, and the Imperial officer that Mayfeld was worried about comes over and starts like interrogating him, basically. He like asks him a bunch of questions. He's like, what's your designation, what's your trooper number, that stuff, and Mando is just like, he's just like standing there. He like cannot come up with a single lie. And then Mayfeld comes to his rescue, and he's like, oh, this is my commanding officer, blah, 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 and like lying super well. He's saying like, oh, he suffered like hearing damage, you gotta speak up to him. And then the commanding officer guy, he's like, what's your name, officer? And then Mando's just like, names? I got one of those? And then Mayfeld's like, we just call him Brown Eyes. And then Mando's just like, yeah, like, definitely. Like, he's so fucking stupid. It's so funny. Like, definitely a himbo. So I can't wait to see the finale. I'm gonna watch it with my family later. But I'm actually kind of mad though, because I went this long without seeing any spoilers, and then I hop on YouTube, and you know, I watch some Mandalorian stuff on YouTube, so Mandalorian stuff pops up, and then I see a spoiler, and I'm like, bro. So yeah, but very hyped, and I'll tell you my thoughts on it when I see it. Okay, kind of a janky ending to this vlog, but it's like past midnight now, so I'm gonna keep it brief. Honestly, I don't really have much to say about what happens. All I can say is it's really hype and it was really fun, and I really love The Mandalorian. I just love that they're giving us more stuff in the Star Wars universe. And my predictions for next season, I think they're gonna try to retake Mandalore, aka the planet where Mandalorians come from. And yeah, anyway, if nothing else, the one takeaway you should get from this video is The Mandalorian is a himbo. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.